There is a pig in Indonesia that is currently stabbing itself in the face. It's not depressed. It's not clumsy. It is simply doing what its DNA tells it to do. If this animal lives too long, its own teeth will curl backward, bore a hole through its skull, and pierce its brain. Evolution didn't design a survivor. It designed a ticking time bomb. We are told nature is a genius, a master architect. But here is the dirty secret your biology teacher left out. Evolution is not an engineer. It is a drunk gambler. Sometimes it creates a shark. Sometimes it creates a biological disaster. Today we are opening the recall file. These are the animals fighting a losing war against their own anatomy. The glitches in the matrix. Let's go back to that suicidal pig, the Babirusa. At first glance, it's just a wild boar with dental issues. But look closer at the males. The upper canines don't grow down like a normal predator. They grow up. They pierce through the skin of the nose and curve backward over the forehead. In a perfect world, these are for fighting, but nature forgot to include an off switch. The tusks never stop growing. It is the only animal on Earth that is assassinated by its own face just for the crime of getting old. It's not survival of the fittest. It's survival of the one with the best dentist. You might think sheep are helpless because they are stupid. No, they are helpless because we broke them. Wild sheep shed their coats, but humans bred domestic sheep to produce wool endlessly. We deleted the gene that tells the hair follicles to stop. Enter Shrek, the famous hermit sheep found in New Zealand after evading capture for 6 years. He wasn't fluffy, he was suffocating. He carried 60 pounds of wool. Without a human with a razor, a modern sheep is a walking woolen coffin. The wool grows over their eyes, blinding them. It traps moisture, inviting fly strike, where maggots eat the sheep alive under its own coat. We created a creature that requires a haircut to survive. New Zealand had no ground predators for millions of years. No wolves, no bears. So the Kakapo parrot looked at its wings and said, "I don't need these." It got fat, it got heavy. It put all its skill points into looking like a pile of moss. Then humans arrived with cats and rats. The Kakapo's defense mechanism, freeze. This works on eagles. It does not work on a cat that hunts by smell. But the real tragedy, the Kakapo often forgets it can't fly. They have been observed climbing tall trees to forage, getting scared, trying to take off, and plummeting to the ground like a feathered brick. Evolution stripped them of flight, but left them with the confidence of a fighter jet. Imagine if every time you got nervous, your muscles turned to stone and you tipped over. That is the reality for the myotonic goat. It's a genetic glitch called Myotonia congenita. Wolf approaches, freeze. Car backfires, freeze. Evolutionarily, this is a death sentence. In a herd, the fainting goat is the designated sacrifice. While the healthy goats run away, this guy is lying on the ground, stiff as a board, serving himself up as dinner. The only reason this species still exists is because humans think it's funny. This animal is extinct, and its own vanity killed it. The Irish elk was massive, but its antlers were a biological prank. They spanned 12 feet wide and weighed 90 pounds. Sexual selection drove this. Females liked big antlers, so males grew bigger ones. Eventually, the antlers became a metabolic tax. They required so much calcium to grow that the elk were stripping their own bones of nutrients just to look good for the ladies. When the Ice Age changed the vegetation, they couldn't consume enough calories to fuel their own headgear. They literally flexed themselves into extinction. We know sloths are slow. But do you know why? It's not laziness. It's a metabolic prison. Their diet of leaves provides almost zero energy. They are perpetually on the brink of starvation. But the real flaw is their stomach. It takes them a month to digest a single meal. If the temperature drops too low, the gut bacteria die. The sloth can have a full stomach of leaves and still starve to death because it can no longer digest the food inside it. And yes, they sometimes grab their own arm, thinking it's a tree branch, and fall to their death. Nature's attempt at energy efficiency is basically a slow-motion car crash. We can't mock nature without looking in the mirror. Humans have a massive design flaw: the larynx. In most animals, the pipe for food and the pipe for air are separated. They can eat and breathe at the same time. But because we needed to speak, our larynx dropped lower in the throat. This gave us complex language, but it created a lethal intersection. We are one of the few species that can easily choke to death on our own dinner. Every time you swallow, you are trusting a tiny flap of skin called the epiglottis to save your life. Evolution traded our safety for a podcast. Nature isn't a perfectionist. It is a chaotic process that throws things at the wall to see what sticks. And sometimes it creates a Babirusa, a creature that spends its entire life hoping it dies before its own face kills it. But if you think bad anatomy is scary, wait until you see what lives inside that anatomy. Click here to watch the parasite iceberg, organisms that don't just kill you, but control your mind first.